make sure you get that vocab word down. Simplify, to reduce or make smaller. Yes?
You have to do the big purple.
The one underneath it? Yes. As soon as you get that vocab word down, the next is just your notes on how to simplify a fraction. Okay, so to simplify a fraction, you divide the numerator and denominator by the GCF, the greatest common factor. So to simplify a fraction, I'm forcing you to divide this time. So to simplify a fraction, you divide the numerator and the denominator by the GCF. Alright, so the first example I gave you is 4 over 12. And I just showed you right here that you have to do 4 divided by the GCF and 12 divided by the GCF to simplify your fraction. Now, if you look at two numbers and can't figure out what the GCF is, remember you can always do the ladder method, okay? Or you can just start dividing by the same number and eventually you'll get to the simplified fraction. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So I came over here and just kind of reminded you that the GCF of 4 and 12 is 4. Okay? Remember, greatest common factor. This is the biggest factor that goes into 4 and 12 evenly. Okay? 2 is a factor because it goes into both these evenly, but it's not your biggest factor. Okay? So then down here I showed you how we simplified the fraction. We did 4 divided by the GCF, so 4 divided by 4 is 1. And then 12 divided by the GCF, so 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay? So not only is 1/3 the simplified fraction, but what else can 1/3 be? What did we just do?
By the GCF. No.
What did we just do with fractions?
Equivalent.
Equivalent. Is this also an equivalent fraction? Yeah, we divided by the same number, both numerator and denominator. So not only is this an equivalent fraction, but it's also the simplified fraction. Okay, if I started with 12 pieces and colored in 4, it would look the same as if I started with 3 pieces and colored in 1. Yeah, Sarah? What's 4 divided by 4? What's 12 divided by 4? 3. That's it. Okay, all we did was divide by the GCF. Okay, we're going to do a couple together before I let you guys go on your own on this one. But I do want to show you that if you can't find the GCF right away, dividing by any number you see first will still get you to the right answer. Okay, so if I start with 4 over 12, we can also divide by 2, right? So if I divide by 2 and then divide by 2, what's 4 divided by 2? Anybody? 4 divided by 2? 2. What's 12 divided by 2? 6. Okay, but I can divide by 2 again. So if you don't find the GCF right away, that's okay. You'll still end up with the same answer. It's just going to take you more steps to get there. Okay, let's do some together. Alright, so write this down as your first example. Can anybody just look at 6 and 12 and tell me what the GCF is? What's the biggest number that could go into 6 and 12? 6. Okay, did everybody figure out that that was 6 right away? Did some of you guys see 2 right away that you can pull out? Okay, well let's just start with 2. If we divide by 2 and divide by 2, what's 6 divided by 2? 3. And what's 12 divided by 2? 6. But now look at 3 and 6. What can we divide both of those by? Victoria? Oop, not quite. 6 can't go into 3. 3. Very good. So we can do 3 divided by 3 and 6 divided by 3. What's 3 divided by 3?
1.
What's 6 divided by 3?
2.
2. Okay? So we're done here. We can't take anything out anymore. If we just went right from 6 over 12, and Jonathan said that the GCF was 6, so we can divide by 6 and divide by 6. What's 6 divided by 6? 1. What's 12 divided by 6? 2. So do we end up with the same thing? Yeah, you'll always end up with the same thing, okay? But you'll get there quicker if you divide by the GCF. Okay, let's do another one together. Let's do a harder one. Let's do this one down here. Okay, so write this down next, and then you're going to do some on your own. So 18 over 60. Does anybody know what the GCF is 18 over 60 is? Sarah, what do you think?
2.
We can pull the 2 out. That's not the GCF. Jonathan, what do you think? Does 18 go into 60? Victoria? Does 12 go into 18? No, not quite. Yeah? It's 6. Okay. Does 6 go into 18? Yeah. So we're going to divide by 6. And we're going to divide by 6. What's 18 divided by 6? 3. What's 60 divided by 6? 10. Okay? Again, if you see the GCF right away, it's going to make this process really fast. That was kind of a hard one to see. So if we just start, most of you guys saw 2, so let's start with 2. What's 18 divided by 2? 9. What's 60 divided by 2? 30. What can I pull out of 9 and 30?
3.
A 3. What's 9 divided by 3?
27.
Divided by
30.
3. What's 30 divided by 3? 10. So did we end up with the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it take us a little bit longer? Sure. But is that okay?
Yeah.
Totally. Okay? So if you can find the biggest number that you can pull out of both your numerator and denominator, it's going to go faster for you. All right? Do you think you guys can do some of these on your own?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and work on these for a little while. These might take you a little bit longer.